So how was that? For the few minutes, were you able to just sit quietly, relaxed, body relaxed, and mind relaxed? How long did it take before the thoughts started? Do this often. Have a look, see what's going on in your mind. Can you sit? Is it possible for you to just sit quietly and relaxed? Or is it your mind always busy? And so then also look as well. If your mind is always busy, what are your thoughts? Are your thoughts full of concerns, worries, busyness, anxiety, fear? Angry, disappointment, joy, happiness, appreciation, contentment, appreciation of others, joy for others, laughter. Is your mind full of desire? I have to have this. I want that. Can't be happy unless I have this, or I really desire this. When I have this, I'm going to be happy. I'll be content. And when that is achieved, oh, I saw what the other people have got. I really want that as well. Have a look and see what's going on in your mind. And then we get a good idea of why we might be happy or why we might be unhappy. If most of our thoughts are happy thoughts, joyful thoughts, loving, kind thoughts, then there's a good chance that we're going to be happy. But if our mind is full of other thoughts, discontent, angry, complaining, moaning, dissatisfaction, then it's not surprising that maybe we are not so happy. So it's very useful, very helpful to have a look and see what is the monkey mind doing? What are all of our thoughts doing? And from this, then we can really understand, oh yes, it would be really beneficial to look at our mind and to start training our mind. We train our body. It's also very good that we train our mind, get to understand our own mind, get to understand ourselves. It's so important. People make so many decisions in their lives about what is going to make them happy, what is going to stop them from being unhappy. Most of those decisions are all made according to what's going on in the external world, what advertisements tell us, what other people tell us. But how often do we look at, because of what's going on in our own mind, because of our own attitude towards things, the way we think about things and others? And if we don't understand this, and we don't understand what brings happiness and what brings unhappiness, then we can put in so much effort, work so hard, but at the end of the day, what is the result? It doesn't bring the happiness we're looking for. So it's very important to understand this and to really start to understand ourselves. And how do we really understand ourselves? By really looking at our own mind, getting to know our own mind. And so what is meditation doing? There's many different levels and purposes of meditation, yet it's first good to start with maybe two. The one is with object meditation, meditation that's going to help us to have a tranquil, calm mind. To train our mind. And the other is love and kindness, compassion. Because this is just really benefit for ourselves and for everybody else. And then we also have a happy, joyful mind. So this is what we're doing now. What are we doing with the meditation? We're training our mind. It's like if this monkey is jumping up and down all over the place, we can't control it. We want to think about this, but instead we start thinking about that, and we think about the next thing. And so we're not very effective, we're not very efficient. We've got this to do, to apply ourselves to this for the next few hours. But what are we doing while we should be applying ourselves to this? We're thinking about this problem, or that has to be done, or the next thing. And so we're not so efficient or effective. Just think, maybe when we were at school, or maybe homework to do or work to do, while we have this to do, we start thinking, oh, this needs to be done at home, or there's this problem with that person, and then we get lost in that train of thought, and then we're not applying ourselves to what we actually wanted to sit down and do. So then we're not effective and we're not efficient. While we're at work, we're at home. Our mind is at home. And when we're at home, our mind is at work. When we're with friends, we want to be happy and enjoy ourselves, but we're thinking about this problem and that problem, and this still has to be done. And then when we're at work, we're doing what we've set the time aside to do, but our mind is with our friends, with our loved ones, with our partner. So we see our mind is all over the place. And so often we can't control it. When is it the most that we can't master it? Most important is when all of this unhappiness arises, dissatisfaction, greed, all of these negative thoughts that cause unhappiness, cause us to act or speak in ways that harm us and harm others. Then we aren't able to watch our mind. Then we aren't able to let those thoughts go. Think, what's the point of thinking like this? How often do we sit at home thinking about something again and again and again, lost in a daydream? Never mind, a daydream might be something we're unhappy about. And all that happens is we spend all of that time thinking. Are we doing anything productive? No. Are we happy? No. All that happens is the next time we see those other people we're unhappy, we've just strengthened that unhappiness. And then we get angry with them more quickly. When we first see them, we look at them funny. We don't really want to see them. We want to avoid them. Why? Because we've been sitting there lost in these thoughts, unable to control them. Sometimes we think, oh, stop thinking about this. This is so stupid. Why am I thinking about this? I'm just unhappy. And then we stop for a minute, but then involuntarily, without any control, we start thinking about it again. And we think about it again. And so we see, what does it do? It just makes us unhappy. Do we have to spend so much time being unhappy? No. Is that using the time well? No. Just a waste of time. Sometimes we like this. We like to feel unhappy. This, of course, is different. Then all we're doing is deliberately causing our own unhappiness, and there's really no point in doing this. It doesn't benefit you.